saying about tomorrow. About tomorrow, I guess we'll be able to stay here now. The would you be able to get out to what's the name of that place? Okay, so y'all gonna go together or let him? You had a car. Oh, okay. Then no. Do you have somebody to go with you? Because if not, then you could set up here and then go out there with him. Now the way he said it is, we'll have boxes. If you need any more boxes, I have some at the house. There's one down there, but 2 boxes is enough. The flyer, and he'll make a little announcement, and the flyer explains basically what we're doing, and he'll say whatever he wanted to, whatever he wants to say. It's up to him. He sounded all right, like. So that means. So basically, tonight we just wanted to go over 1 or 2 things, inshallah. When the subject always comes out about what, when, where, how, and who, and we relate that to what we're doing, and we relate to where we are right now, what are we doing? Well, when you look at, let's say, modern and past history, they had certain slave revolts. What was the brother that in 1838, that time? Nat Turner. He didn't have a bad idea. Then they had Denmark Vesey. Those people of that era and that period, he was a free man, had won his slavery. And then his wife was still a slave. He was working to get her free. But a lot of them got captured, down there, and they were technically hung. Now, that's the picture that they have of people that try to rebel here. Paul Robeson was a good man. I mean, he really stood up good. They branded him a communist, and but if you listen to his song, the one at Old Man River, at the beginning he's talking about tired of living and afraid of dying. At the end, he's talking about we keep on fighting and we got to be living and all this stuff. He changed it. But in the 60s, he had a short period where he was in, not insane asylum, but they weakened him a lot. Then all of the knowledge that he had gained when they had the rebellion of the 60s, which he died in 76. During the 60s, we didn't hear nothing about Paul Robeson. They just jumped over him without getting any benefit from all the struggles he had. They didn't go for consultation. They didn't go, they got rid of King. They got rid of Malcolm real early, 65. They got rid of him. Then when they got rid of King, technically the people they had, Huey and all of them, it was mostly just talk. They didn't have time to get. That's why we're always dealing with longevity. See, because longevity, for us, longevity don't mean we want to live a long time, but it just so happens we have. And that longevity, that ability to absorb the movement, that ability to harness the energy of the movement, that ability to even manage the energy of the movement and direct it. So much so that we sound like we come from outer space when we talk about that we have grabbed the system and dominated the system. They said, but you dominated, it's still there. It's still there, yeah. But look at since, if you go back 40 something years ago, just say 43 years ago, if we opened the Masjid technically in 1980 in Oakland, go back to 1980. In 1980, the United States had lost Vietnam, but they were still, that was the end. In fact, 1980 was the end of the great power of the United States. Vietnam crept in. The people, they had broken the spirit of all of their people. So they had a hedge for inflation. They had, so much inflation that it was, they had the inflation then that they have now. Right? Remember that inflation then? That was serious inflation. They got it back right now. Can you imagine in 1 year, I just bought some a Giant around there. Sometime I cook with, they would have some quality food. This is margarine. So instead of cooking with water or butter, you put the butter in later, but when you actually cooking it, you used a good, we use those expensive margarines to cook it in. Actually give it a better flavor than butter. And butter burns real quick. You know what I mean? Like if you put butter on toast and put it in the oven, it blackens it right away. Okay. If you put it in a skillet, it burns. But anyway, the point is this. Last year, it was $1 even. Actually, it was 99 cents. Those things of margarine. A Giant, so you cook good with it. I just bought another package a few minutes ago. It was either $1.72 or $1.92. Yeah. Okay, the point is this. Look what they've done. I just use that as other things haven't exploded that much, but they have more inflation. You could see it happening. You could see it happening. Okay, now here we are in the United States of America. I want to go over a few things that technically we have done already, that we have already done. It's not bragging, but our people like Robeson, Malcolm X, they killed him right away. King, they killed him right away. Medgar Evers, they killed him right away. All those people, they got rid of them very quickly. They didn't have time. In King's last lecture, he said longevity has its place. But I've been to the mountaintop and I've seen the promised land. Well, he might have had illusions. But anyway, he's a nice guy. He's a nice man. He had good intentions. But you remember when he went to Chicago that last go around in 68? What he said? He said, he thought white folks in the South was mean. But they was throwing stuff at him, and they was from right there in Cicero, one of them towns, right near Chicago. Might as well call it Chicago. Those are the meanest Euros he had ever run across. They had Bull Connor and all of them beat. I mean, he was wondering, he was almost paralyzed. Then when you mix that with his Vietnam approach and the Negroes backing up on him, and because he didn't win against Boss Man. Boss Man been good to us, that's what they're saying about old Lyndon. Landslide Lyndon. Y'all know how he call him? They call him Landslide Lyndon. The election in 1955, it was in Texas, you know, where he stole the election so bad that that's the joke, landslide Lyndon. But anyway, about us and our contribution, look, we're here in 2022. We're here in 2022. And we arrived on the Islamic scene openly 42 years ago, in Oakland and here later on. And we've been up against the heaviest batter in town. At that time, it was the United States government. We've been up against the Zionists, and we've been up against their stooge, Saudi Arabia. So when you look at them, out of the Muslims, they, Khadim al-Haramain, they control or manage the minds of most of the Muslims. Even when they know they're doing wrong, they don't challenge them too much. They just don't, because they're the sacred Saudis. Technically, they can do anything they want, and they'll be all right. The Zionists can do anything they want. The UN stuff that they do, nobody else could buffalo and subvert or occupy people, right, in their own land, and it's okay. That's against the UN Charter, it's against everything they do. But the other thing too is nobody has faced those people down, face to face, let's call it man to man, mano a mano, eye to eye, out of all that period that we've been doing this, and they're fine. So technically, you got to think of it like it is. We have technically stared them down. Number one, the United States government. But over and above the United States government for the last decades, it's been the Zionist state of Israel. And we're the only people in the world that have called them out. Hey, come on out of there, right? Daniel Pipes, what's all them guys' name? Steve Emerson and Abe Foxman. That's the dynamic trio, not the deadly trio. Boy, that's a deadly bunch. But we called them out by name. And we've called them out on TV and everything. You know, when we called them out on TV, the Muslims there, it was Mighty Brave, Magbag America out there. I don't know if you saw that on TV. Hey, man, they was mad at me. I don't know if you could see. They was mad. Yeah. They was mad. You calling, you know, and they was looking at me like, you don't know how to deal with these people. And the stuff is on camera, you know. And see, the world, some of the people got a short memory, but it ain't us. And everything, a lot of stuff we talk about is on camera. So Magbag America thought that was a wrong approach. Marty Bray thought it was the wrong approach, and I thought it was the right approach. It was wonderful that we called him out. Hey, you can meet you in Philadelphia. You can meet us on campus any day you choose. Yeah, you talking all that stuff, and he had to back down. He backed down because they know who to mess with. Now, you got to remember now, we're talking about the Zionists. Why do they treat us like they treat us? Why do they pretend like, I don't know if you ever saw it, but it was a program Channel 2 or something from Atlanta. I don't know if you even heard about it. But they was here and they put it on Channel 2 down there. Okay. You could